What if the humans of the future wouldn't even recognize us as human anymore? Not because of aliens, not because of robots, but because evolution quietly turned us into something completely different. Right now, your body is carrying millions of years of survival decisions. Every bone, every organ, every instinct. They all exist because someone, somewhere, survived long enough to pass them on. But here's the strange part. The rules that created humans are disappearing. For almost all of history, survival belonged to the fastest, smartest, strongest people alive. If you couldn't hunt, adapt, or survive disease, your genes ended with you. Evolution was brutal, relentless, unforgiving, and that pressure shaped everything we are today. But modern humans broke the system. Today, you don't survive because you can outrun predators. You survive because of grocery stores, medicine, electricity, and Wi-Fi. The ancient forces that once controlled evolution are fading away, and nobody really knows what replaces them. That raises a terrifying question. If nature is no longer selecting the fittest, humans, then what exactly is shaping the future of our species? And this is where it gets weird. Humans have only existed in our modern form for around 12,000 years. That sounds massive, but in evolutionary time, it's basically 1 second ago. Yet even in that tiny window, our bodies already changed. We became taller. Our jaws shifted. Some humans developed the ability to digest milk as adults, and our brains actually became slightly smaller. Not weaker, more efficient, meaning evolution never stopped. It just became harder to notice. But that's not even the craziest part. If tiny changes happened in just 12,000 years, imagine what could happen in 100,000 or 1 million. The future human body might look so strange, it could make modern humans seem primitive. And the first change might already be happening right now. Most people imagine future humans becoming stronger, faster, more intelligent. But evolution doesn't care about perfection. It only cares about survival. That means the future human body could evolve in ways we'd never expect. Take strength, for example. Thousands of years ago, physical power meant everything. Hunting, fighting, carrying food, surviving harsh environments, stronger humans had an advantage. But now, machines do the heavy lifting. Technology protects us from nature. Even food arrives at our doors without effort. So what happens to a species that barely uses its body anymore? Muscles may shrink. Bones could become lighter. Humans might grow physically weaker over time because strength is no longer essential for survival. And here's the disturbing part. Our brains may also keep changing. Scientists already know the human brain slightly decreased in size over thousands of years. Not because humans became less intelligent, but because the brain became more specialized and efficient. But what happens when artificial intelligence begins thinking for us? What happens when memory, navigation, calculations, even decision-making become outsourced to machines? And this is where things start to flip completely. The future human may not evolve naturally at all. Imagine parents selecting their child's eye color before birth, removing diseases from DNA, increasing intelligence artificially, enhancing strength genetically. That's not science fiction anymore. Early versions already exist, which means evolution could stop being random and become designed. For the first time in Earth's history, a species may gain direct control over its own evolution. But that creates a terrifying possibility. If humans can edit themselves, who decides what better means? Smarter? Taller? Emotionless? Obedient? And what happens when different groups begin modifying humans in completely different ways? Because once that starts, humanity may split into entirely separate species. But that's still not the biggest problem. The real danger comes from something humans can't fully control: the planet itself. And what happens next changes everything. For almost all of human history, Earth shaped us. Ice ages hardened us. Heat waves tested us. Diseases killed millions. Every environmental disaster forced humans to adapt or disappear. Now imagine Earth 1 million years from now. The planet could become dramatically hotter. Entire coastlines may vanish. Massive regions could become unlivable. And suddenly, the human body we know today might stop working efficiently. Skin could darken globally to resist stronger solar radiation. Bodies may become thinner to release heat faster. Lungs might evolve differently as air quality changes. But here's the strange part. Earth may not even be our main home anymore. Humans could eventually colonize other planets. And once that happens, evolution enters completely unknown territory. Take Mars. Lower gravity alone would transform the human body over generations. Bones could become fragile and elongated. Humans might grow taller with thinner limbs. Muscles could weaken permanently because the body no longer needs to fight Earth's gravity. And sunlight on Mars is weaker, meaning future Martian humans might develop larger eyes to see better in dim conditions. Sound familiar? Tall bodies, thin frames, huge eyes, oversized heads. The classic alien image suddenly doesn't seem so ridiculous anymore. But that's not even the craziest part. If humans spread across multiple planets, those groups could evolve separately for thousands of years. Earth humans, Mars humans, spaceborne humans, each adapting to completely different worlds. Eventually, they may not even be genetically compatible anymore. Imagine meeting another human species that technically came from Earth, but no longer looks human at all. And this is where the story takes a dark turn. Because evolution may not be driven by nature in the future. It may be driven by survival against each other. Different versions of humanity competing, fighting, replacing one another. And one future scenario is more terrifying than all the others combined. At first, technology will probably improve humans. Artificial organs, brain implants, cybernetic limbs, enhanced vision. Sounds incredible, but every upgrade changes something deeper. Because once humans merge with machines, evolution stops being biological. It becomes technological. And technology evolves far faster than nature ever could. Think about this. Natural evolution took millions of years to create modern humans. Technology transformed civilization in barely 200 years. That speed changes everything. A future human with neural implants could think faster than any unmodified person alive. Enhanced memory could make learning almost instant. Artificial eyes might see infrared light. Synthetic organs may eliminate aging completely. And suddenly, regular humans become obsolete. But here's where it gets disturbing. What if future humans stop needing bodies altogether? Scientists already experiment with brain-computer interfaces capable of connecting thoughts directly to machines. If consciousness could someday exist digitally, the human body itself may become unnecessary. No hunger, no disease, no aging, just intelligence existing inside machines. And this is where the entire definition of human begins to collapse. Because if your memories can be copied, your thoughts uploaded, your personality replicated, are you still you? Or just information pretending to be alive? What happens next changes the entire future of evolution. The strongest humans may not survive. The smartest may not survive. The humans who adapt fastest to technology might dominate everything. And those who refuse enhancement, they could slowly disappear. Not through war, not through extinction, but through irrelevance. And that creates the biggest twist of all. The future may not belong to natural humans whatsoever. The species ruling Earth a million years from now might technically descend from us. But mentally, physically, and emotionally, they could be something entirely different. Something beyond human. And the final possibility is the most unsettling one yet. Here's the unsettling truth nobody talks about. Evolution has no final form. There is no perfect human waiting at the end of the process. Every version of humanity exists only temporarily, including us. Right now, modern humans feel permanent, normal, complete. But Neanderthals probably felt the same way once. And now they're gone. 1 million years from today, future beings may look back at us the way we look at ancient cave paintings. Primitive creatures struggling to survive with weak bodies and limited minds. But here's the question that changes everything. Will those future beings even consider us human? Because by then, humanity may have split into countless paths. Genetically engineered superhumans, cybernetic machine hybrids, space-adapted civilizations, digital consciousness living without bodies, all evolving separately, all competing for survival. And this is where it gets truly terrifying. The next stage of evolution may no longer happen naturally at all. For billions of years, evolution was controlled by nature. But humans are becoming the first species capable of redesigning itself intentionally. That means future evolution could be driven by power, politics, money, artificial intelligence, not survival. And once that happens, there may be no going back. The human species that exists today could become just another early prototype, a rough draft before something smarter, faster, and far less human takes our place. But maybe the strangest part of all is this. The transformation may already have started. Right now, quietly, inside this generation. Because every hour we spend connected to screens, every task we hand over to machines, every biological weakness we replace with technology, we move one step further away from the humans we once were, and one step closer to whatever comes next. The only question is, when future humans finally arrive, will they still see us as their ancestors, or as something they evolved to escape?